It's time. You're listening to Nebraska's number one podcast, The Shedcast. The Shedcast. Where we take shit talking to a whole new level. If it's sports, music, or live interviews, we got you covered. Now, here's your host, Harvey.
Omaha, Nebraska, home of the College World Series, is by far my favorite time of the year. Right now, kicking off the regional opener, TCU and Arizona. TCU is down 0-2. Top of the first. This is a great time for sports. What do you guys think? Tello, what do you think?
I'm looking forward to the College World Series. That falls right around my birthday every year, so we always go down there to celebrate. I'm looking up who's...
Josh, what do you like? What do you like? You like baseball? You don't really like baseball, but do you put up with College World Series?
I think that it's a fun time to be in the city, number one. Number two, I do like baseball. I just think that it's a long season. So, like, when it comes to College World Series or even, like, the MLB playoffs, I'm in. The rest of the year, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I feel that. But
That's me, too.
Nebraska did not make it to any regional game, which I'm kind of okay with, but I'm not because I really wanted to see Nebraska make it this year because they choked last year and the year before. So
True.
And I don't even know if Notre Dame got back in it. I didn't see them on anything on there, but they might have. But I'd love to see Arizona or TCU. TCU was a well-deserving team. They're always up there, man. They're always trying to do something great. And in football, they were just on top of something in football.
I mean, come on. Big 12.
You know, but something about that school, man, they just get so many good, talented kids that just kick ass every single time.
They got heart.
Yeah. It's also nice, like, where it's at, like, in Texas is nice. I think if you're going to go to anywhere, that's a pretty nice place to go.
I think you're right. So, all right.
I don't know what's going on with the TikTok. I don't know if it's just because I don't have service down here.
I don't know. At this point, it is what it is. You know, we were supposed to have Jack Comstock. He is a local Omaha comedian come by. He had some stuff come up and apologized to me like 7-8 different times. And I was like, dude, listen, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. We're totally fine. But, you know, I was really excited to have a comedian show up and be like, yo, what's up? You know? But, I don't know. So it's just going to be us fucking clowns.
That's fine.
I love comedy, man. I mean, I spend a lot of time looking at it. I think that
you would have been perfect.
podcast-
You would have been perfect to fucking sit here and roast this guy the entire time.
I don't know. I mean, those comedians, man, it's an exercise. Those guys are slick, quick on their feet, man. I mean,
He is.
I wouldn't want to have to do it. Honestly, that seems like straight medieval torture to try and make people laugh.
So I went to high school with him,
Yeah.
and I was on the wrestling team with him. So for the longest time, he used to bully me growing up. Like, he was just my bully. But he wasn't like a kick my ass bully. He was like a friend
Mental
bully.
bully.
Yeah.
Ah, one
he'd
of the
always just,
mental
like,
ones.
Yeah. So,
Get you a little stronger.
but we grew up and we ended up being really chill, and we hung out a few parties after that. But I was like, yeah, man, I heard him on Todd and Tyler when I was driving. I'm like, no shit. Like, I know this guy. This guy's voice sounds so familiar. In radio, anytime when you're on radio, it always changes how you sound as a person.
Right.
And I was like, I know this guy. This guy's voice does not change. Like, I know who this is. And so I sent him a Facebook message. I was like, yo, like, were you just on Todd and Tyler? He's like, I'm on there right now. I'm like, okay, come on the podcast. Let me know when you're ready, you know?
Yeah.
And we were actually supposed to do it last week, but Sarah had a party, so we postponed that. And
Thanks a lot, Sarah.
he was going to be in town. But by the way, that party was sick.
I went to the
That was
party.
fun.
I ate the sandwiches. They were delicious.
That was fun.
I didn't get invited to the party.
What?
Well, okay, it's a client party.
I know.
You guys ready to buy a house? She's your girl.
It's not happening yet.
She's your girl. Sarah Harvey, Better Homes and Gardens. If you guys are looking for a house in Omaha or
Sold.
the Nebraska area,
Sold by Sarah.
it's always sold by Sarah. And told by Sarah.
Did you buy
too.
it? Did you buy a house?
No, we just like when we buy the next house, we're gonna have Sarah take care of it. You know, so.
They were in the looking process too.
Yeah, it was like before the interest rates went up, we were really looking, and then I just have a really hard time. The other problem is like being a business owner. I mean, we can talk about this. Being a business owner, trying to get a loan from a bank,
Oh yeah.
it makes it way more difficult And I don't understand why I'm in so much more control of my income than somebody who's an employee. But if I have a job and great work history, man, they're going to guarantee I'm still going to make X amount of dollars a year and qualify for this loan for 30 years. There's nothing that lasts for 30 years, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and if honestly, if you're in the school of me, it's a 15-year loan, but I just go with what the rest of the world's going to do.
That's what I'm on track for because I made one extra payment this year, and that's all it takes.
Yeah.
One extra payment.
Every year is one extra payment, and you'll be 15 years.
Yeah, your full payment as principal, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
So I mean,
yeah, that's all it is. So I just make my normal payment, and then I got money back from school and all that stuff, and I just threw that,
Through it, yeah.
threw it towards it, and that's it, and just cut us down. you
it
know?
just sucks. I mean, interest rates are crazy. The buying market's wild. So we've made this kind of concession that, and it's kind of a pipe dream, but I want to buy my next house without a bank loan.
Cash.
Yeah, just 100% cash. I think that we're in a position living well within our means for all these years, you know, that in a couple years we'll be able to do that.
I feel it.
Especially after we sell our house and, you know, all the equity that's in it. So,
Yeah. Revo messaged and said, TikTok is live. Get out my chair.
Get out my chair.
I'm here. Come move me, Revo. Oh, you can't.
Yeah, you are in this chair, huh?
I am in this chair.
Yeah,
He's
well,
in Arizona, though.
He is. So we said he's 20 minutes from my father-in-law,
Yeah.
and my father-in-law is in Mesa. Are you excited? He's gonna be here, and you're gonna be so pumped.
I am. I love Pat. I love spending time with him. I think when it comes to like me, like sitting down, especially because me and Pat have such a
You guys are pretty much the same.
we have a very, but we're not
Mentally.
but we're not like super, like he's not closely ingrained into my life, so I can ask him some slightly personal questions about my business, about, you know, whatever, kind of like make him dad me up while he's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's not close enough to me to where whatever he says won't offend me.
Yep.
He'd just be honest, and he has nothing to gain by like frosting my cookies or whatever you want to say, feed me the bullshit.
He's straight up like he's brutal. He'll be honest with you, and that's what I like. I like honesty, and it pushed me to be a better person too myself. So
Yeah, man,
Shout out to Pat. Haven't
For
met him
sure.
yet, but
He's
shout out to
great.
Pat.
he'll be here for a month, so you'll be able to meet him.
I'm sure I'll meet him.
He helped me get the room finished down here, so with all the trim and putting up the door and shit like that. So
Pat rules.
he does rule. He's driving Sarah's truck up here, so Sarah got, I think it's a 1776 edition Toyota
Sick.
Tundra,
Yeah.
and it's like a darker. Like,
Yeah, they got like baseball mitt leather seats and
Yes,
stuff.
and it's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's what Sarah got.
Oh yeah,
She got Tundra,
yeah.
the green one.
No, this is the 1776. It's like a maroon on the outside, and it has like that kind of like leather.
Yeah, it's almost like a King Ranch
Yeah.
F-150
Okay.
or whatever,
F- yeah,
their
yep.
version of like the
Yeah.
King Ranch. It's
I
all
see. I
like
see what you're saying.
baseball
It has
mitt leather seats.
1776 stitched in the headrest, and it's sick.
Yeah, it's a Tundra too. That thing's not going to depreciate.
No, she loves it. Her last one, she had a Tacoma, and she got in a car accident with that. Like, I don't know, her 4th or 5th month owning it, so she was really upset. And ever since then, she's like, thought she was gonna be cursed on buying a truck. And so we broke that curse with the Mercedes that we bought from him. And then we're like, oh, listen, this Mercedes ain't gonna do shit in Nebraska, because we were enjoying the Mercedes.
It's
And
Formatic. What are you talking about?
no, it didn't. It was rear wheel drive.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you don't want that.
No, it was an AMG. But I loved it. I freaking loved it, especially in Mississippi. That thing hauled the booty.
Yeah,
Looks cool.
TCU just hit a home run. by the
costs a
way.
lot.
That's
Definitely costs a lot to repair.
It does, and that's another thing we didn't want to mess with. But
He cracked that.
I thought it was dope. I like Mercedes, but
All those high-end German vehicles, you really got to get to their top-of-the-line vehicles to have a car that's worth having. I think a lot of the lower-level, entry-level cars from those companies are just enough to create a cult following or create a buying habit from going to Mercedes, and you're constantly going to move up in car.
I enjoyed my
That's what-
Audis.
It's best to like lease those
Or
high end
Audis. Some people
German
say.
cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, they lose a lot of value.
Yeah, and they're so expensive to fix that if you're leasing it and it breaks, you don't have to worry about fixing it.
But if you want like an M5 competition and you lease it, what's that, like over $1,000? You know,
No, it's crazy.
that's a crazy lease. But you got whatever.
I mean, you're getting an
600,
M5. So
686 horsepower or something, enough to cruise around.
if
the
you're getting an
backwoods.
M5, you got M5 money.
Hey, in 2021, Ford came out with the Ford Power Boost, the F-150 Power Boost. That thing's 500 and some horsepower. It has the battery and the gas, so it's pretty much a
Hybrid.
It's like a hybrid.
It's
yeah.
a hybrid.
I don't fuck with Ford.
Well, I just
At
thought
all.
I went in it and I thought it was a pretty cool truck. I was like,
When
this
it-
is kind of sick.
When it comes to race cars performance, when you look at what Ford's done in the last couple of years with the Coyote and the Godzilla, they pretty much are shitting all over what everybody else is doing. If you want a car that's going to make a ton of power, those are the two platforms that people are building right now that are so impressive. There's guys that are building Coyote F-150s that are all-wheel drive that are just dusting the shit out of everything on the
I
road.
see them.
They're crazy.
Cletus McFarlane.
Yeah, Cletus is great. I mean, there's just a lot of guys that are building these cars that they're fucking murderers, dude. And the LS squad is great if you want to have a junkyard, power plant and build something badass.
That's what I like.
Still not even an LS fan.
I know you got the Hemis, right? You're like the Hemi guy.
I do like the Hemis.
I drop an LS and a Miata all day.
I wouldn't want to because it sounds difficult, but
It's actually not that bad. They make a whole entire crossbar
Conversion
membrane
kit.
for it. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's expensive, but it's dope.
having the ability to just a twin turbo, a junkyard LS, and a standard cab,
And then not blow up on you.
standard box truck, a regular cab, short bed regular cab, like just put it in there, all wheel drive, and go whoop ass on the weekends. Like
So might as well just buy a Cyclone.
well, the old Cyclones were sweet, man.
Yeah, they are.
That was a 4.3 though. That was
Yeah,
a
it was.
4.3 that was turbocharged, and it doesn't make nearly the amount
So, yeah,
of power.
I'm not like big into like the whole power thing. Like I feel like it's
Oh, I'm Ricky Bobby. I'm going fast, bro.
I'm cool with like going fast, but like I don't need something that's going turn me into bits and pieces when I hit a pole. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
Like I
sure.
don't
I get
need
it,
that.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
get it.
respecting that vehicles is a big deal. Like I had my G8, and it wasn't crazy fast, but it got around pretty good. And not having it, I'm like, man, that sucks. I wish I still had one because it was fast and fun to drive. But
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the most I'll do is like a S or T8.
I love my
that's about as
WRX.
fast as I'm getting. I don't need a track hawk. I don't need.
I'll be if I'm a car, I'm a Subaru guy. I swear by all my Subarus. You see how many I've gone through,
Yeah.
but it
I
wasn't.
do like Subarus.
It
as
wasn't
well.
because they were bad. It was just because I moved on to a bigger and better one and
Yeah.
sold that one. So it's like
there's a lot of those guys that say once you get to 100,000 miles, head gaskets blow up in Subarus and all that stuff. And I don't know one way or the other because I never owned any Subarus.
Nope.
But
Nope, just other things blow up.
yeah,
well, my motor didn't blow up on this one.
It just started eating oil like it was,
It was
fucking.
just it was
yeah,
down
lint.
it was down a quarter oil or whatever, and that's why you buy a warranty, man. It's 100,000. It's on 100,000 miles.
You hear
but
that? Come see me. Buy a car. Buy a warranty.
Buy a warranty, man.
yeah. I'm really just I don't know. I drive an old pickup. It's like an old 13 F-150, and it's fine, man. It just gets me from
I didn't remember. Is yours an EcoBoost?
EcoBoost. Yeah,
Yeah.
That Ram I bought out there is a 12.
yeah. It looks great.
Yeah.
No, it's clean. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Thanks.
Is that the only one on the lot that doesn't have a salvage title?
No, man. We got like 100 cars that have clean titles.
Out of 1,000.
Yeah.
I just know his
I
cheap
mean,
ass-
all
I'm
our
just saying.
Subarus still run. So
And mine does too. I'm just getting my warranty done.
you run into the bank to pay for it.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Like I look on there all the time. I see what they have for sale all the time. It's kind of fun just to look on there because, like, if you don't mind buying a salvage vehicle, you can get a good deal. I grew up in in a body shop with a couple guys, so I know how capable some of these guys that frame guys are and some of
Yeah.
these body guys are that they just can rebuild a car pretty
Right.
well.
Exactly.
That's what I got some buddies that work in that industry, and I thought like why not just go buy one from an auction that's like smashed like in the back end or something, or
Fix it up.
find a Chevy that's back. It's,
Fix it up and then come sell it to us.
Its
And
truck bed's all
There you go. You
messed
make
up.
your money. We make our money. Everybody.
Yeah, those
Everybody
guys.
happy.
It's really hard to get your frame guys and then also your body guys to work on your
Your own
unless
shit.
it's super fucking not destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they know exactly what you're doing. They're like, well, when this is done, it'll be worth this amount of money. And it seems like they figure out a way to get you for that amount of money. But I'm not saying it's not a viable business model. A lot of people do it. A lot of people have them repaired and resell them.
Well, since we're on the topic of cars. Did you guys watch Fast X?
I have not.
Haven't seen it
I
yet.
figured you'd be the first fucker to
Bro,
watch that shit.
I
for
stopped
some reason.
watching them after like Fast 6. Like
Well, you watch. What was the
After
new?
Paul Walker.
after Paul Walker died, I think I
Oh.
watched like Fast 7. I've seen like
I
I don't know, like 2 hours of it. I don't even think I finished it.
I haven't seen it yet. I do intend on seeing it. The last movie that I saw was John Wick 4.
Okay, so
Bro,
Spencer
I
saw
haven't
that and
seen
said
a
it
single
was
John Wick movie.
said that movie was sweet. Was it good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the worst John Wick movie.
Okay.
It was entertaining. It was just too much.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was just too much. I don't think that there's any more that you can do after the last couple where it's just like constant killing for 2 hours. or
One and
whatever.
two would have been fine.
1 and 2 was great. I mean, I don't think that they had to kill the series or they had to not continue making the movies, but I think that they took the storyline out and they just added action.
But I'm gonna tell you, Keanu Reeves is one genuine motherfucker.
Dude, that guy's great.
Love that guy.
And he has awesome hair.
He does.
He does sweet wheelies on motorcycles.
He does. I watched him, and he does he rides a lot of older school motorcycles too, don't he?
Yeah, he rebuilds himself. I think he has a motorcycle company.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You ever seen those like the memes of Keanu Reeves and it's like he knows how to avoid the charge and it shows him like
Yeah, not touching.
yeah,
a
not
single
touching the
person.
girls.
Even
Yeah.
guys, he won't even touch guys.
Yep.
I'm
He's
not
just
mad
standing
at
there like this.
He'll
I'm not
sit
mad
here
at
like
for
that.
floaty arms, dude. You should. That's right.
Yeah, I mean it's rather safe than
Power
sorry.
play.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a power play.
What as far as Fast 10 goes, like I haven't seen it, but just from what I've seen, it's pretty much on the cusp of the most ridiculous one. yet.
They said
Yeah.
there's just too much. This is just this should just hopefully be
Like
the
cars,
last.
like a car splits in half and then comes back together. And,
Around another car.
and then
What?
goes through like a flame and then just melts itself back together and it keeps driving. That's some shit that they would do on Fast X.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you though, there's a lot of people that went out there just to see it because there's so many super fans of
Dude,
Fast and the
this-
Furious.
Yeah.
This is a
And I'm-
20-year-old franchise.
Okay, I'm gonna give Vin Diesel my applaud, Ludacris, those two.
Tyrese.
I mean, yeah, because Tyrese is in it too. So I know Tyrese didn't come until the second one. Vin Diesel was with the first one.
Ludacris
Ludacris
was number
was in the
2.
first.
Ludacris was in the first.
Yeah, he was in the first.
When was he in number
He was
one?
their programmer in the first
Yeah,
one.
he hit the bridge in the first one.
No, that's number 2.
Is that number 2 when he jumps the bridge?
Yeah, number 1 is just Paul Walker and Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah, because Paul Walker
They
works
got
at
to
the
go to
speed
Miami.
shop.
Yeah, Harry's.
He works at Harry's speed
Oh,
shop.
You're right. You're
Ludacris
right,
wasn't in there
It
yet.
is second. Yeah.
Ludacris was number 2.
Yep.
He was
Too
the
Fast,
race
Too
master.
Furious.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he went on to be this wild computer nerd that we all figured out later, but that was a great character arc.
It was.
Whatever happened to Bow Wow? He was in it.
I think Bow Wow was in.
no, he was
he was
in
in Too Fast, Too Furious,
He
which
was
is
in
still Fast and
Tokyo
Furious.
Drift,
He's Tokyo
Oh,
Drift.
yeah, that's what I meant.
which I mean I'm in. I think Tokyo Drift's
It's
one
still
of the best.
part of the
I-
franchise.
Tokyo Drift's
Yeah,
one of the
but
best movies.
I think they should have continued the Tokyo Drift like to a number 2 or something.
Did you ever see?
Danny Tokyo.
Did you ever see how Tokyo Drift lines into the movies? That Tokyo Drift is actually like number 8,
Yeah, because
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the whole Han thing.
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
happens.
and then Jason Statham blows up Han's car,
Yeah.
Yep.
and then he ends up surviving somehow. Which
Somehow, some way, crawls. I don't know, man. I don't.
I've-
That's another thing. I've also seen The Rock pick up a car barehanded
And throw it.
Yeah, and throw it. So
I saw him hold a wrecker back by the winch on the wrecker like a giant tow truck
Yeah, some of them I just
With
I
way-
don't know.
with
Way off the
Roman
top.
Reigns. Him and Roman Reigns were out there working on it together.
it's way off the top.
Fuck Roman Reigns.
Dude, he was in the movie. I'm not trying
Was
to
he
get
really?
you I'm not trying to get you upset. Yeah,
Nope, he's fanboying. You got him.
Roman Reigns was in the movie with The Rock in like number 8.
Did you see? Oh, I don't.
The Fate of the Furious.
Because you only watch WWE when I'm watching it, right?
With you, yeah, mostly. I grew up watching it,
I
and
know.
then I just don't have the time because they put wrestling on multiple days a week now.
Yeah, Monday and Friday. Okay, so
When
I'm
I
like-
was growing up, it was Monday and Thursday.
it was no, when I was growing up, it
Raw
was
and
just Monday.
SmackDown.
Yeah, they had SmackDown, but normally
Only
it was
had
Monday.
Raw. Monday.
We're the
most of the
same
time-
age.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
but I'm
they had
saying when we were younger,
SmackDown
we
it
had
was
like-
Raw and SmackDown.
SmackDown showed up when I was a kid, so SmackDown.
Yeah, Raw
out.
was Monday and SmackDown was Thursday.
Because The Rock was like the first SmackDown champion. That's how the SmackDown came around. I'm gonna lay
Yeah.
it and smack it down it, dude. That was a Rock setup thing because they had too many, like the Monday Night Wars were happening. They couldn't
Yep.
promote The Rock the same way that they needed to because they saw this giant thing happening. So they give The Rock the fucking SmackDown
Yeah,
championship.
they had Monday Night Raw and then Thursday Night SmackDown.
We can look up when that happened. I'd like to know.
I'd look it up, but I get like one bar service down here.
I'm looking up to see when their first episode was.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1999.
6.
I thought it was 2000.
No, because WWE was still
It was
or
still
WWF.
Yeah.
till what 90, 99, 98.
Yeah, SmackDown happened during the WWF years. I'm pretty sure.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think, but it was. I didn't think it was called SmackDown. I thought it was
Oh.
called something else.
It was SmackDown.
It was SmackDown.
Because I remember the fist going through. I remember the giant fist would go through the screen. If you remember that part, they had the big fist for the longest time.
Yeah, dude, The Rock was part of the nation at the time.
April
With Farouk.
29th, 1999.
What up?
Good shit.
I'm here for it.
Good call.
So, well, in 2000, so that's about the time I never got to watch SmackDown. Like, I grew up where it was just WWF, and it was Monday nights, and I remember sitting in my basement.
WCW.
Yeah,
Monday
Yeah,
Night Wars.
watched,
WCW,
yeah,
yeah.
yep, it was,
The
yep,
Outsiders.
the War Games.
Hey, we just all need to be so thankful that we got to watch
Legit
the
wrestling.
Texas Rattlesnake
Hell
Dude.
yeah.
during
Stone
his
Cold's
prime
the
years.
greatest.
Because he wasn't in his wrestling career was short.
Dude, it was actually
I
pretty
actually-
long.
no,
He
it
was in
was really
WCW.
long.
So,
he was
and
called
he-
the Ringmaster for the grip.
Yep.
He actually had a really good
But
career.
Stone Cold,
Till he took
Steve
a-
Austin himself,
He-
that
and who
character
he
was
created
very,
himself.
very short lived.
Yeah,
He-
because he
created it.
for a while. He was Stone Cold Steve Austin before he became the Stone Cold we know, and he had a valet or manager, Ted DiBiase,
Yes.
Yeah.
and he was just
Yeah.
this.
Did you watch the
Stone Cold
documentary
killer.
on it?
I didn't.
Oh yeah,
No,
it's just out there,
I
but
haven't watched it.
it's
just,
cool.
Just out here spitting my Stone Cold knowledge because
That's cool.
that's probably my favorite wrestler.
Probably
of all
mine
time.
too.
So he
Mine too.
won, and then he when he debuted, he wasn't sure about this character because he was talking with Vincent McMahon, and he was like, I don't know because I was the good guy. I don't know about being this badass mean guy because he
Yeah.
had to put on this like dickhead persona.
Yeah,
he wasn't
because
sure about it.
Because the reason why we got the 316 thing, right, was Jake the Snake, right? Jake the Snake was like a very pious, he'd always do this prayer thing, right? Was that Jake the Snake that he
Yep.
and that was a Royal Rumble or something?
Yeah,
Or King of the Ring maybe?
It's one of, yeah.
Because I think it was King of the Ring
It
because
was
I think
a pay per view.
I think when he did it there was he was sitting on a throne for winning King of the Ring or something
Yep,
like
he was
that.
on a big giant king chair. Yeah,
And
probably
they-
was King of the Ring.
and they asked him what he thought about it, and he says Austin 316 says I just whooped your ass. And it's
Yep.
like that was it, dude.
Yeah.
That
that
changed
crowd
Yeah, it
went
solidified it,
crazy.
yeah.
changed wrestling forever. It
Yep.
changed that Bible verse forever. I'm just like, this dude, he threw that out. It was the thing that I don't even think he knew was going to stick, and it was just
Yeah, it's
amazing.
just-
So
yeah.
between Stone Cold, The Rock, and The Undertaker, like that was like the main group for a long time.
We
Kane
still
started
had-
to get into
we still,
there.
but prior to that, though, even involved in that group was still, Billy Badass and,
Yeah,
and,
you can
and
go back-
Shawn Michaels,
yeah,
and
Mick Foley too.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
And I like when he was Hunter, and then when he went to Triple H, I was like, eh.
The
But-
Hunter Hearst Helmsley thing was funny, man. Him being like this aristocrat was great because it was a great character.
He's running that shit now, right?
Pretty much.
He's Vince
yeah.
McMahon
He's-
now, right?
Yeah.
Well, Vince McMahon stepped away.
That's what I'm
kind
saying.
of gave it to them.
Stephanie-
Shane is kind of there. Shane actually came back a few months ago and was gonna
Didn't
go
he blow
out.
up his
he w-
quad, right?
Yeah, he went to
He
go.
tore his quad.
He tore, and it
Like
wasn't.
his dad did.
Yeah,
When
pretty
Vince
much.
McMahon ran
Yeah.
down,
And he-
tore
but
both
he
his
tore
quads.
both of them.
Ah,
He
shit.
tore his quad bouncing off some ropes in the ring.
Yeah,
And then
and I don't remember who he was against. I think it was.
Dude, that's when Snoop Dogg. Nobody knew this. Snoop Dogg saved the show.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
Snoop
that was
Dogg.
bad.
Yeah, because Snoop
Oh, it
Dogg
was
noticed
bad.
that Shane got hurt, so he gets in and he went
no
the
one
worst
expected it.
people's elbow ever.
Oh, it was
And-
so bad.
But without him, it would have been like they would have had to pause the
It would
show.
have been.
Yeah.
It would have been
he,
botched.
he created this
That
distraction.
was WrestleMania.
Yeah, and
no
he did,
shit.
and
Yeah.
everyone thought this was just Snoop Dogg, like doing his
Like,
job
it was
bad.
scripted.
Yeah. No,
he literally was just jumped in there and he was the guy. He's like, we got to save the show.
That's fucking dope. Shout
Dude,
out to Snoop
Crazy,
Dogg.
and he put himself out there and he barely hit the ropes with his
Oh,
back. I mean, it
poor-
was
poor
rough.
guy. Yeah, it was
It
terrible.
looked bad, but
how
hey,
old is
now that
Snoop?
I know that the backstory on that, that's fucking sick.
Dude's
yeah,
a hero.
Vince McMahon even tweeted about it. It was Triple H said something about it. He's
Yeah.
like, thanks to.
Snoop Dogg
Snoop
for
Dogg.
saving the show.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. I did not know that. That's awesome.
I forgot about that.
I mean,
I
for
tried
me,
to forget WrestleMania because it was a really shitty WrestleMania.
I'm sorry
they
that
did
happened to you.
They did a Hollywood theme, and I did not like it.
That sucks.
The setup was sick. I mean, the setup was dope. Just the lineups, I didn't like it at all.
I'm
But
with you.
Zayn had a fun time being front row to that shit. And I tell you what, man, if you get a chance to go front row just one time in your life to a WWE event, do it. I mean, it will change your fucking life.
I don't know about that, but it would be a good time.
No.
I
Like
went-
it will make you like I got like teared up. I'm like, damn, like I've been waiting for this since I was a kid.
Dude, I
See,
saw
Zayn's
but like
age.
I'm not a huge WWE fan, so like it's not gonna hit me.
I'm
like
not
it hit
huge
you.
either. I don't watch it religiously. Like I could skip it too.
What?
No, I haven't watched
he
it.
loves it.
I
I
know
do.
he
Okay.
does. I
I
know
do
he
love
does.
it, but what I'm saying is like it's not like it's different because it got me back into when I was a kid thinking like my dad never took me to this shit.
Oh,
He
it made
promised me for years and never did
It
it.
made you feel.
Dude, we
And
were
then
poor,
seeing
right?
my kid fucking smile
Yeah.
big as his face, like
It's a good moment.
Dude, it was
we were
crazy.
crazy poor growing up, and I managed to get to go to a Raw the Civic Auditorium when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit!
And-
yeah, I went to SmackDown at the one over in Iowa.
Mid America Center.
Yeah,
Yeah.
America, yeah.
Yeah, we went to see at Civic Auditorium. We went and saw Raw, and I mean, we were sitting and the Civic Auditorium wasn't a huge arena anyway. So,
Right.
but you could still sit you could get really far away from a ring. So you're basically watching it on TV anyway, where we were. But I remember one of our friends' dads worked for Cox Cable, and they had free tickets. So he said, "Get your friends from school. We're gonna go see Raw."
Hell yeah.
And I remember just being like, "Oh my god."
My dad won tickets at KFC, and like they were VIP, so I got to meet Booker T, RVD, and Chris Benoit.
Dang.
I have a signed, dude, bro. I have a signed Chris Benoit poster like 2 weeks before he killed his
Do
family.
you still
He
have it?
put the crippler cross
Because-
face on him.
Because that happened like in June. That happened like
I
in
gotta
June.
bump that one. That was a good one.
I can't believe it, man.
So that happened like in June, and in July we went up to Wisconsin to we used to go up there for the 4th of July all the time. And I remember seeing like on the tabloids there, because my grandma and grandpa always got like magazines. I remember seeing on the tabloids that Chris Benoit had killed his family. It was like People Magazine. Chris Benoit killed his family.
Did he killed himself after it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he offed himself. Yeah,
But he killed his 2 kids, dude. His kids were like tiny kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and his wife. Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, it's fucked up.
All
Dude,
right.
that's CTE, bro. I mean,
All
we
right,
can talk
TikTok.
about
We'll see you probably next month.
Oh well.
it. We can't talk about that on TikTok.
You said like KILL, and then you brought the word KIDS in at the same time. So,
Damn it,
yeah, but it's all right.
dude! They kick you off for saying KFC,
No, because it's not racist here.
Kentucky Fried.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
just bringing it up, man. I don't know what the rules are, but
there's some.
I don't know if there was,
stupid-
like,
there's some stupid shit.
corporate sponsorships.
can
I know how
have-
much
you
they
can-
love Colonel's
you
Chicken
can
in
have
China.
girls showing
Damn it! I said the C word.
skin to where nothing is covering, and they don't get banned. They'll sit there and their shit's hanging out and nothing. It's just
It's
crazy.
okay. We get banned every time we fucking talk on here. So.
It's just that's the thing. It's crazy. I don't
Can we
even know.
also talk about how Instagram is getting very loose with the nudity?
And I love it.
Me too. I'm just saying.
I just like to see. I like to see a platform not be so regulated.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm with you.
I feel like that's Twitter.
Well, Twitter's always not been
Dude,
regulated.
I
like
follow,
you can post nudes on Twitter.
Yeah, I follow like viral something, and it's just like some off the wall
You'll
shit
see
from
some
like
crazy stuff.
from titties to decapitation.
Yeah,
to
it's
like
insane.
just whatever, bro.
I've been
It's
seeing a lot
crazy.
of dudes get murked lately on Instagram, and I don't like it. I don't know why I got in this loop. Like I have this.
Hey,
group
go
of
to your
dudes-
settings and then go to your caches and just erase it and it'll reset
It's
your
not
I call it
algorithm.
caches.
Yeah,
cash.
like just cache. I just call them caches.
I was like, what?
I'm fancy, my dude.
The other
It's
problem that I
French.
have is that
It's
it's not
French.
necessarily like because my algorithm does it. It's because I'm friends with a bunch of dudes who are just like, this is
Are they
crazy.
reposting it?
Or they're sending it to check this out. And I'm like, God. And then I watch it. I'm like, oh, man. I watched a bus driver murk a dude. Or I don't think he killed him, but he
I
shot
seen
the
that
shit
too.
out of him.
I seen that too. We
Dude,
dumped
whatever.
on that.
Fuck
dude.
around and find out, dude.
Because
I
the
got
dude
it.
had a gun pulled out
don't
on
pull
him,
a gun out
and
on
dude, he drew his weapon so fast. He said, "Bah, bah, bah," and just started
Dude.
lighting that dude up. Killed him.
Did he die?
Yep, he died.
Did the
He
dude
died,
get in
he
trouble, or
dead.
did he just lose his job?
I don't think either.
I'm pretty sure they kicked him off his job because he can't have concealed weapon driving the bus.
Oh fuck that.
Poor
dude.
guy.
Come on, man.
He's from like Atlanta, bro.
Hey,
think it
come
was
up,
North
come up here. I'll
Carolina.
give you a
Oh,
job.
okay, well,
Come over here. I'll give you a job.
I'm just saying, man. That shit was crazy. I was like, wow. I saw it,
I
but
don't do that to a man, man.
I'm
Like,
here
real.
because that's the one. That's the thing is like I have these 2A guys that I'm friends with, and they'll send me defensive videos where somebody's robbing a gas station. Oh, this dude gets murked, and it's like, God damn. Part of me is like, fuck, great job for having your firearm. Also, didn't want to see it. Like, it makes me sad still because it sucks. I don't like seeing people get
Yeah.
shot.
I don't mind it.
I
I'm
know.
weird.
I know you guys.
If I see a dog die though, bro, I'm crying.
He's
I'm
done
tearing
for.
up.
I don't watch animals, but if I see
Yeah.
humans, you gotta think. I'm not.
People suck. Dogs are cool.
I agree.
Overseas, you see a lot of weird stuff. And you see a lot of stuff like that. So I've seen it. So seeing it. on
I've been
social
exposed to Rotten.com since I was
Me
like,
too.
fuck-
I'm in the same
fucking
boat.
8. So.
I'm in the same boat, but it doesn't mean that every time that I see someone get a gun shot.
Yeah,
at
but
them.
watching the videos versus seeing the pictures on Rotten are two different things.
I think also because I am I'm a big proponent of firearm ownership and self protection. that I also fear that any
You don't want
time
that to happen.
Yeah, you don't want to have to use
yeah,
it. Yeah,
anytime that I would have to do that, it's almost like, gosh, dude, this is getting so much more prevalent. Or I felt like the defensive
Yeah.
use of a firearm wasn't as often
Okay,
as
it definitely
now we see it all
definitely
the time.
turns the tables, and it makes you really think about it, because it happened to us in Mississippi, and I had Sarah in the car, and then I had Zane in the back seat, and some guy cut us. I cut him off, and it was a mistake because he had no headlights on, and it's nighttime. Like
Right,
when it gets
right.
on the down south, like it's
Yeah, there's
dark.
not.
There's no sun. I mean,
there's
it's
no
just like
lights,
it's
so-
just
no street lights.
there's
or
no
whatever.
street lights. Yeah, because we're off the interstate. There's no street lights. So I didn't see him, and I got over, and then all of a sudden he slams on his horn, and then goes to the Zane side of the car and launches something at Zane's window. And later I found out it was a cup of whatever, probably a sweet tea from whatever, and that's just what they drink. But
From Bojangles.
yeah, right. So
Mr.
get up to, and then it
Bojangles.
comes up to a red light, and then he cuts in front of me, and then kind of cockeyes and parks, and these two guys get out of the car, and I was like, all right, here's my go, So I used the door as my shield, and I come up and right between the door like a cop would, and I just said, hey, I'm gonna shoot to kill. Like I forewarned him. I said, you already threatened my family by throwing something and cutting me off and trying to run me off the road. I said my threat triangle is
If
complete.
you could say all of that, I would have been like, backed off.
No,
fuck off.
because he had his hands. I did. I was yelling, but
Yeah.
I was letting him know like I have to get verbal warning.
I
have to
will
give you a
shoot
verbal.
you. I will shoot you.
I told him I will
Yeah.
shoot. I will
my
shoot to kill.
my son is in this car. I
So-
will shoot you.
I had one guy on the passenger side. He was like this, and I'm like, he's gonna be dead before you even get a chance to do anything what you want to do. So I suggest you guys just get back in your car and go. And they were saying some words to me that I can't repeat on here, but
Yeah.
they got back in the car and they just drove off. And then Sarah's in the passenger seat shaking, and then Zane's like, "What happened, Dad?" Like,
And you're over here like, I gotta go white.
I had to unload everything in
Yeah,
the
he's like,
car.
"I gotta go white."
I was
Yeah,
ready,
dude.
but I always have one strapped in and ready to go because like I was about to do it. Like I was ready to go, and I wasn't going to be that person to
Right.
do it. But
Dude, well within your right, man. That's
I was
what
at
I'm
a
saying.
stoplight,
Like,
man, surrounded by a bunch of people, so everyone had. I mean, someone had to record it.
Yeah. I've been shot before, bro. I know how it feels.
God damn! I mean,
I got a bullet hole in my foot.
God damn!
you
It
didn't,
wasn't my.
Wasn't
it wasn't. I didn't
self-inflicted?
pop a. I didn't cheddar by myself.
you weren't
no.
rapping on
Shut up,
TikTok and with your gun and showing everybody off and
No.
shooting your
I
gun off
was-
in your mom's house.
I was a whole different person when I was in my younger years, and it was drug related. And
Someone wanted to scare you by shooting the ground and pop through your
no, someone shot through a car door, and it
foot. Got you in the foot.
got me in the foot. Yeah.
Ugh, that's
Yeah.
stupid.
I told my mom I rolled my ankle. She was in Wisconsin when it happened. So when she came back, I was on crutches. My foot was all wrapped up. Told her I rolled my ankle real bad playing basketball.
Well, good.
I don't think she knows to this day.
She
My
knows
dad
now.
knows. My sister knows.
Yeah,
My mom don't watch this. My mom's weird. She reads books.
That's
she
perfect.
can listen to us.
She don't do that
I'll
either.
give her a script. She can follow along.
I love it.
She's a medical transcriptionist. She could turn all this into lyrics or into
Just transcript.
yep, just transcribe everything.
That's pretty cool.
Transcribe.
Does she use one of those weird transcribers with like the 4 buttons?
She uses her foot. It's a pedal.
What?
What?
She's been doing it since I was little.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, she's good at it. She's
What
good
do
at
you?
it.
Okay, so if you, I always wanted to ask this. This has always been a question I want to ask everybody.
Snap.
So I'll ask you first, and then I'll ask
Four's
Tell-
average.
Tell next, okay? So your job you do now, right? It definitely. It wasn't your dream job that you've dreamed growing up, right?
No.
Okay. Explain to me what you wanted your dream job to be and why you're where you're at now.
God
Okay.
damn.
When I was a kid, my dream job was to make movies.
Sweet.
I wanted to make movies really bad.
What kind of movies?
Well, I wanted to create films, so like artistic films, and then I also wanted to make documentaries about things that I was interested about. So I really like to study about things and to delve deeply into topics that I find interesting. And I thought the only way I could get paid to do that is if I became a filmmaker that made documentaries. And then also, I thought I liked the idea of making like an artistic film. Like make something beautiful that is just purely cinematography.
Like Parasite.
No, no. Like I don't even have a great
centipede.
I don't even have a great example of what I'm talking about. But like, you know, when like, for instance,
Because I ain't nobody made it yet. It's your turn to make it, Josh.
it's like, you know, when you're watching Gladiator, like a Ridley Scott film, and Magnus is walking through the wheat fields.
Yeah, it's
To
just
me, it's
very
like
cinematic.
To me, I'm just like, this is like what a movie should look like.
Yeah.
Like when I watched Gladiator, I remember being like, dude, this is what a movie should look like. Like this is everything I would want in an action movie. Like I thought that was the greatest movie forever. And I love movies, man. I watched a bunch of movies, new, old movies, everything. So I wanted to make movies. And I made skate videos and BMX videos for my friends. And I had Final Cut and I had great cameras. And I had an old Apple eMac and it was the video editing version. So you could put Final Cut on it. It had the very first Air Wi-Fi on it. It was called an airport card back then.
Yep.
Dude, this was the slickest shit ever because nobody had internet that didn't plug in their computer that was slow as shit.
Right.
So I had the airport card, and I literally worked for Walgreens, mowed yards, shoveled fucking driveways, so I could buy this gear to make these movies. And one of the things that I did was in school, as I used the program called 3D Studio Viz and then 3D Studio Max, which were animation programs. So I started making some animations because I thought, man, this would be cool if we could create like different scenes and maybe even make like an animation that if I can't think of how I want, or if I'm making a skate video and I want to make an intro and I want to make like a skateboard blow into pieces and have an animation of it, like I would make all that. Yeah, just something that was kind of cheesy,
Yeah.
but you know, but in my mind it was cool. It was like a cool punk rock thing to do.
Right.
Like, oh man, everybody's skate video sucked. I wanted to make one that was dope as fuck.
Yeah. Did you do it?
I made some sections and edited some sections for some people, but like we made a couple videos that I think turned out pretty good and some stuff that was kind of more of our lifestyle. It was almost more like a video for our friends and all of us really cherished it because growing up it was like we would ride our BMX bikes everywhere. We would go to Wendy's and goof off and be shitheads, and it was almost like CKY style but without pranks. It was just us being kids. So
yeah. So what happened? Why
I started
why'd
using
the dream go bye bye?
I started using this animation program, and I was pretty good at it. And I was showing my neighbor across the street. I'm like, check this out. Here's what I made. He's an older dude. He was super cool. Had kids my age, you know. And
He watched it. He said that shit sucked.
dude, he said,
Fucking destroyed you.
he's like, you made that 3D modeled animation? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, check this out. So he goes over his computer and he opened up a seat of SolidWorks, which is modeling software for like manufacturing.
Mm-hmm.
He owned a machine shop, and he said, do you think you could draw these parts for me? And he showed me this list of parts. I'm like, yeah, I could draw those parts in like 25 minutes. So I just banged through these parts, taught myself this program over a couple years, but really figured out the nuts and bolts of it in about 20 minutes. And this is like before YouTube and all this stuff, and I'm fast at it, and he paid me pretty good. And then I started using 3D Studio Max to make renderings for these dudes that made decks. So like I would
Okay.
take a picture of your house. I was like 16, man.
Yeah.
Take a picture of your house. I would draw this deck that they designed, and I would give them cut lists and full.
Damn, that's baller. Actually.
I didn't even know how. Like I would charge these dudes like $200 for these things.
Yeah.
They would take me like 20 hours to do, which is crazy, like $10 an hour.
Right.
And they had like almost a 95% rate of dudes accepting a PO because they were able to show them the rendering. It was like the greatest sales tactic ever. I
So-
should have charged them $1,000.
So
Yeah.
now you pay that like thousands of dollars just to have that for there's a program just like that now. I just had it on the top of my head. I was gonna say it, but you got me thinking of rendering. But
Yeah.
there's an actual program now that they use to sketch out. They can literally model your entire inside of your house and sketch it all out and draw it for you.
Yeah.
Xactimate.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, you guys use for insurance stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like, you know what? This was like a way that I saw how I can make money. I grew up pretty poor. I was able to make pretty good money. I was kind of working in a few different jobs, but I went and started work for the machine shop this guy owned in the summers. And then when I graduated high school, I worked there in the summer. Then when I went to college, I started working there in April of like 2004. And I worked there off and on until 2018. And I was supposed to be buying it. But basically I went from 04 sweeping the floor. In 2018, I was part of 3 of the managers that ran the whole company.
And you could have bought it.
Yeah, we were actually in the process of buying it, but me and one of the owners didn't get along very good, and I had known him, not the owner that brought me in, but the other owner and I didn't get along. He's a super big supporter of mine now, super great dude.
Yeah.
But growing up, I was a very abrasive human being, and he was an owner of a business who didn't have to take shit from a 25-year-old.
Sure.
So seeing how it went, I could see how we both rubbed each other the wrong way. But when I left in my 30s in 2018, I just went and worked for another shop for a few years, and when the 2 guys who I was managing with bought the company in 2020, they sold me their machine shop in 2021.
Okay.
So basically, I bought a third of the company in 2021, and I actually operated out of their building, but I'm my own boss.
I got you.
So I own all my own equipment. I do all this stuff. So basically, it went from being like, oh, I want to make movies, but look at these animations, to look at SolidWorks, to look at 3D modeling, to now let's make these parts.
And what's your company called?
Coyote Manufacturing.
Dope.
So, yeah,
Very dope.
that was the dream. It kind of had a roundabout way of getting me there. And I always think a lot about, like with YouTube now and with Instagram Reels and stuff, like it would be a great time to get 0 exposure and have nobody notice me, but still be able to make things that I think are cool.
Yeah.
I've just never gotten the inspiration to do it. Like, it's kind of like, man, that was just the thing I wanted to do when I was
Here's
a
your
kid.
sign.
I mean, I've had this conversation with one other person like 6-7 months ago, and they were like, well, now's the time to do it. And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of feel like you go through seasons in your life, and maybe the reason why I didn't know there was a better way to make money and do what I wanted to do. Because ultimately all I wanted to do was be able to study things and be paid for it.
Yeah.
Well, now I have a job where maybe during the day some days I'm busting ass and I'm constantly doing something. Other days, for 3 days at a time, I'll make 10,000 pieces, and I'll have just a bunch of blank time in my life where basically I'm just loading and unloading parts mindlessly. And in that time, I can listen to books, podcasts. I have just a wealth of knowledge that gets dumped in my brain.
Yeah.
And I feel like I get paid to learn about stuff anyway.
That's
You-
cool.
You ain't learning knowledge from this podcast. If I can tell you that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do learn
Unless you're
stuff.
spitting your own shit and you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I
huh?"
forgot I said that.
Well, hey, I'm pretty proud of you.
Thanks,
So,
man.
Pretty
Good shit.
successful in my
Good shit.
eyes.
Dude, we've been trying really hard, and like with how competitive everything is in our in manufacturing worldwide, it's really hard to compete. It's a difficult way to make money, but at the same time, I've been doing it for almost 20 years now, like right at 20 years. So
Yeah.
you're kind of just like, well, I've been doing it long enough.
Yeah. My story is
Before you get into your story,
not as complex, I guess.
hold on.
You're listening to the Shedcast. Now back to your host, Harvey.
Let's get this party started. What? Sounds fun. Wear your helmets.
So, before we get into your lovely story that I love so much, I gotta give a shout out to GLD.
Good looking, GLD. Rocking you right
GLD.
now, baby.
If you haven't done so already, go to gldshop.com. Pick yourself up. If you are a military or first responder, get your 50% off just by verifying that you're military or first responder. And I'm telling you what, I did it just to see what it was. I know I get my stuff from them because they hook me up. But I put on there a 3mm chain? Cuban, was it? Is it
Yeah.
a Cuban? It's not Cuban.
Which
It's
one?
the one you're wearing right now.
Oh, this is a tennis chain.
Is that a tennis
yeah,
chain?
It's
Three
a
mi-
3mm
3
tennis
mm.
chain.
Okay, so tennis chain. You get it half off, you're like $100.
Yeah.
Shipping's free at that point, and then you can get a pendant for free half the time.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done so already, do that. If not, if you're just a normal person, you didn't serve this country, and you're not a first responder, simply in the when you go to checkout, they're gonna ask you how you heard about us or how you heard about them at all. And you're gonna say, hey, the Shedcast LLC sent me. You go there, they'll also hook you up with something free too. So
Dope.
check them out, shopgld.com. Shout out to Ambitiously Lazy. That's our actual apparel company that we have for the Shedcast.
Hell yeah.
So Chuck over there is a pretty great guy. Ambitiously Lazy on Facebook. If you need any softball jerseys, baseball jerseys, basketball jerseys, anything jersey related, he got you covered. I like seeing these new cornhole jerseys he's coming out with. It's pretty sweet.
What's up?
I'd be on a cornhole team. Maybe we can have a Top Golf Top Golf jerseys.
We need to get him set up, man. The Top Golf leagues go hard.
You literally give him, if you give him your logo, he will put that on a shirt and make it badass.
Hey, Top Golf is leaving.
No, it's not. They just got sold. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
a business-to-business sale.
Okay,
It happens all the
okay.
time. A lot of it just sucks because it made headline news and
Yeah.
no one really understood it. But Sarah was like, "Yeah, that's how business and business sales work. People freak out." But
Gotcha.
and last but not least,
Shout out to FX Drops, baby.
FX drops, Hustle drops, your raw natural performance drops, encased with some peppermint, coconut oil, monk fruit, and mint. It is in wintergreen. I forgot. A couple drops to get you set off right. They also have sleep aids, energizing aids, and relaxing aids, and something.
Focusing age.
Focusing aid.
AIDS.
Aids. Yeah, you don't want that one. Oh,
That's
whatever.
that stuff you can't get rid of. Damn it.
But yeah, so appreciate all those that I love the support that we get.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome.
great. It's great.
Watching you
So,
guys unbox GLD was great, man.
Did
guys
you
were
like
out
that
there looking
video?
good. You were looking good, man.
that was a kind of fun video. I wasn't even
That
in
was a
it
fun
either.
video.
Yeah.
It was good. It was cool. We actually have somebody else too, Morgan Denson. Denson's actually creating some stuff for us, our thumbnails for YouTube. He's creating. He's in a
Is he the same guy who did the cartoon thumbnail that we have?
No.
Okay.
That's a homie from the military, and
I
I
gotcha.
absolutely love him so
Yeah.
much because he did that logo pretty legit.
Yeah,
I love that.
it's awesome.
So he drew that our logo.
Big
we
old
have now.
stogie.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah,
That's
looks
sick.
cool.
But Denson's pretty much going to be on. He's going to do all of our animations. He's going to do our video. He's working on our video right now for GLD.
Dope.
He's also going to be doing our thumbnails. And then anytime we want anything else, he's our man to go to. So
That's gonna be awesome.
I might bring him in here to actually control this board and have him sit over here underneath the TVs and have his own desk and have everything run straight to him. And
Very
he's going
cool.
to be monitoring all that stuff too.
That
so
would be cool.
I think he wants to
Get your own
involved.
young Jamie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Jamie.
I need
Pull that
somebody,
shit
man.
up, Jamie.
I'm telling you. So, before we get to your story, though, if you take a look at the monitor over here,
Yeah.
so when I heard him say that he wanted to create skate videos, this is the very first video that I had in my mind that I thought was going to pop off. And
Oh, Mike Vallely.
I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Mike Vallely.
Dude, Mike Vallely's a
He
legend.
is one of the best bald-headed, tough sons of bitches skateboarders I have ever met or seen in my life. And I did meet him when he was on a Tony Hawk tour when he came to
Yep.
Omaha in like 2006. And he came with the BMX with Dave Mira
Hoffman,
and
or Dave Mira.
Matt
yeah.
Hoffman and
Rest
Dave
in peace,
Mira.
Dave Mira.
Dude,
Yep. So
man,
it was
so
sick.
sad.
Sad.
So watch this. Have you ever seen this video before?
No, I don't think
Oh,
I have.
okay.
Dude, Mike Vallely beats up 5 jocks single-handedly.
Yeah, watch. So this right here, this guy's Mike Vallely. Ready? All right, ready? Here we go.
Dude, creates space and throws haymakers.
So there's no music to this one, but
All
he
5
pushes.
of them look like
Oh yeah,
bitches.
I know, but
Yeah, a bunch
he's
of
by
fucking
himself.
double-collared Hollister fucking pop-collared nerds.
But he takes his shirt off and it's over. He just drops
Oh,
him,
yeah.
drops him, drops him.
Dude, just spreads them out and fucking...
None of them kids wanted to smoke though.
Dude, they were surrounding him like they wanted something, man.
Mm.
Whatever.
And he's just not messing around. He's like, get up. He just drops one, drops another, and like he's suplex city. This guy, and you don't give a
Dude's
shit.
always been a hero of all kids that skate and rode BMX.
Everybody's
yeah.
like,
That
whoa,
video.
whoa, whoa, man! Look, dude, look, man.
We were
Just
just trying to be cool.
Oh, there it was.
About to get kicked
They-
off.
They played the last of whatever the hell that was. Was that some Kid Rock?
I don't know what it was.
He's gonna ruin me.
Damn it, Kid Rock, don't mess us up,
He's gonna
dude.
ruin me.
Listen here, American Badass.
Only a snippet.
Oh my Bud Light.
Don't you dare say Kid Rock and Bud Light at the same time.
Oh, that is not okay.
That's like saying Bloody Mary in a Bloody Mary in a mirror.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
We don't do that.
Tell her, what was your dream job and what do you do now?
Are you still working on your dream job?
Yeah, are you still doing it?
Actually, we were just talking
We
about
were.
this. I'm
why
not
it's a
working
good
on
topic.
it how I used to. Dream job was to become a musician, musical recording artist. Kind of got into that when I was like 9. Coincidentally, it was the Fast and Furious that kind of set it off. Because they came out with Need for Speed after that.
Yeah.
It was the second one, Need for Speed 2. So I had like Get Low by
Little John.
Lil Jon, all that. So playing that game, heard that soundtrack, instantly fell in love with the way it sounded. And I'm like, hell yeah, like this is what I want to do. So I created a song when I was 9, and it was something corny. It was good for a 9-year-old though. Like I wrote it down. It was like, I got that NFS, and you gotta drive your best. Gotta win no matter the cost. If you start to lose, you gotta hit the NOS. Like I was like, started doing it, right?
Yep.
And I'm 9 years old, and I get my hand on a little MP3 player. It was like a little portable one.
Like a Zune.
Yeah,
I miss
yeah.
my
And this
Zune,
is
by the way.
probably
I miss my Zune, by the way.
this is a few years later after that. I'm probably 12, 13 at this point, and I'm like LimeWire getting Eminem instrumentals.
Yeah.
And I start like rapping to them, and my neighborhood friends, they try to do it too, and they quickly realize, hey, this shit ain't for me.
Yep.
And me and my buddy were up all night making a song one time in his mom's living room on the computer. This is AOL time.
Yep.
And actually, it's post AOL. It's probably
MySpace.
Yeah, but
MySpace
it's
time, yeah.
mom's computer's in the living room,
Yeah.
fucking
So,
on the
like,
desk.
I created a song. It was like, my diamonds gleam when I'm on the scene. I'm looking fresh. I'm looking clean. With the diamonds, I am a fiend. I used to go by Young Hercules, Young Herc. It's your boy, Young Hercules. I'm just as fresh as I appear up in it. Rookie of the year. My diamonds magic Copperfield reappear.
He
Like,
still remembers it.
yeah,
Isn't that impressive?
dude,
I
that's
love
crazy too. That I was like
it.
11
he
or 12.
couldn't remember shit earlier when he was trying to spit songs that he's wrote in the last few
I'm
years.
on, I'm on the spot now.
And he's sitting here now 13 years later, you're
Yeah.
13 years old, and he's spitting them like he remembered them.
So, and then like I remember I'm at my best friend's house, and I'm like same thing, sitting on the computer, and we're listening to instrumentals. And I came up with this bar that was just like super crazy. It was like, my soul gets more scuffed up every step I take, but I ain't talking Nikes, but my very own mistakes.
Damn,
And like,
son.
That's
and like
a good
I
one.
said that, and my homeboy was like, "Whew, that's a like that's a bar." You know what I mean?
That's a whole song.
And I'm like, damn, like okay, like I might actually be
onto
okay.
something, yeah.
So all throughout high school, man, like I didn't do school. That wasn't my thing. I had a composition notepad, and I was writing in it, and I had my iPhone or my iPod in all the time, right? And my
iPod kids, don't
Yeah.
forget, we used to have iPods before iPhones.
yeah, so my English teacher like passed me. Like I didn't do any work, and like I didn't do like any of the final project, because the final project was the whole semester. Like I was supposed to like
Write a research paper.
like,
or
no, I'm
something.
supposed to like take photos of me when I was a kid and then write about it and
Yeah.
like do like a whole like flip book of that. I didn't do any of that. The last day of school, I turned in my composition notepad, and I was like, this is all I got. Like, and she looked through it, and she's like, you're gonna do some amazing things. Boom, here's your grade.
Dude, talk about support, not just following
Right.
Yeah,
curriculum. but
yeah. I'm like,
supporting
thank you.
Telling
Like
you to
that's
go fuck
fucking
yourself.
teaching, right?
Yes,
like,
it is.
Yeah, and like that shit was fucking awesome. And all throughout high school, man, like low key got bullied because we were so broke. Like I fucking wore like the same sweatpants like 3 times a fucking week. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
I know.
Like
man, I'm
tap
with you.
out was like
That was it.
that was Gucci for me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a fucking $15-$20 shirt was like expensive as fuck for
Hell
me.
yeah.
So I kind of got made fun of for it, but
Bitch,
I never.
shot Massimo.
But I never.
If
I
I
ne-
got lucky.
yeah, but I never really like gave a fuck. You know what I mean? And like, I wasn't much of a fighter then. It wasn't until like I got out of high school that I started like really throwing hands.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like whatever, just fucking let it happen. And then, 18, we had the Oasis hookah bar here.
Yeah, I
and
miss that
end-
place.
Yeah, and I end up recording my first mixtape in their basement. Scary as fuck, dude. Like,
Isn't it so cool? It's cool though.
oh,
Like,
it was fucking scary, dog. I'm sitting here
Have you ever been
recording,
there?
and like
No.
I'm
Oh,
sitting
man.
there recording, and like it's just black, like
Yeah.
darkness behind me, and like my engineer's like here with the laptop, and like I'll be sitting here like record, like making music and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden I'll hear like turn around, and I'm like, what the fuck? And like I turn around, like something's like whispering in the
Yep.
microphone. I'm like, dude, this is weird. Like we gotta get up out of here. So we go into my mom's basement, and we finish the mixtape, and it was fucking awful. It was terrible. It was recorded on a Blue Snowball mic with like Magic Audio.
who's
Workshop.
was it engineer problem or was it just not having the equipment problem?
Everything, all of
both.
it, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I feel like
and
an
then-
engineer learning the stuff that I learn now, I feel like we can make shit sound beautiful.
Yeah, so my first show was at Club de Boom, which was off 108th and
Q.
Q at the
Yep.
time. Yeah. And he messed with my set because there was a copyright thing, I guess, when he went to upload it or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
mix it or whatever. And so he had to like make it off beat by like a millisecond. And
Yeah.
it fucked my whole setup, bro. Cause like,
Yep.
and I blamed him for it. Like I was pissed. I was genuinely
He
pissed.
couldn't like chop it.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know what he was doing. I didn't know
You know
shit
what I mean,
about it.
though?
I was, I was 18.
I
Didn't
would have
really
done like
know
a
shit
little
about
little
it.
like chop and screw, like
Yeah.
like a little
Yeah,
flick
but
or something.
yeah,
you know?
instead he just like fucked my whole setup
No,
and like
yeah.
didn't even tell me, bro. He like let me go up there and I'm rapping on beat, but then like the words are like a split second behind me.
Yep.
It was fucking awful and it was fucking me up. I ended up throwing up after because like I was
yeah,
so
nervous as
fucking
fuck.
sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Get you a pit in your stomach.
but then eventually, man, I just kind of got it. I met this dude named Jamie JJ Longoria, and met him at a house party. We started freestyling. He called me out because my freestyles were written at the time, and then eventually, like me and him actually just started freestyling. People would like come to these parties and surround us just to watch us freestyle for like hours, and they
Yep.
drink, smoke, do whatever.
I used to do that too. I used to love watching that.
Yeah,
shit.
and then he threw me up on stage, and I was god awful, and he fucking chewed my ass out. He's like, "You can do so much better. I've seen it from you. I know your
Yeah, we got a
potential."
crowd in front of you. It's a little different.
Yeah, and he's like, "I know your potential." I'm like, "Fuck, man, you're right. Like, let me do this again." So he let me up on stage again, and we rocked that stage. I got videos of it still, and then we just did that for years from 2013 all the way till now. Like, we still do it.
Yep.
But like 2019, I did like 82 shows, and I've opened up for my favorite artists multiple times. 2016, I turned down 2 record deals with major record companies,
Yep.
and so I didn't want to be famous. I just wanted to record music. That was my dream, was just to record music.
Yep.
I could be a ghostwriter for people. Like, I just want to get paid for making music, which I do now, but it's not like a fucking crazy amount. You know what I mean? I'm not making fucking thousands every minute. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But it accumulates. It helps. You know what I mean? So I just haven't. Ever since I had my son, though, I just kind of stopped. And it's not his fault. It's just I was telling Tyler this earlier. I was like, man, like I need to get back into music. But like ever since I had my little boy, he filled that void that music was trying to fill for my whole life. My whole life. Like, I didn't really grow up with my dad. Like, my dad bribed me to come around, you know what I mean? So just like now that I have him, like I have that void that's filled, and I just don't feel like I need to do music to make myself feel better anymore, because like I feel good.
Now just do music to meditate.
Well, you created something more important than music.
That's
right?
true.
yeah.
Like,
That's
that's
true.
the
My
thing.
dick was a brush.
Dude, it
But-
did it, dude.
but
A
look
hard
at-
brush.
But look at it like,
Picasso.
look at what he can experience now growing up.
Yeah. Yep. And that's cool because like my music is like forever, bro. Like that's when I die, like you can click my shit and hear my voice. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's definitely a legacy that he can have for the rest of his life. And
He'll be able to search you and know who you were.
yeah, it's cool.
Do you ever think, like, as far as the music industry goes, like, as beneficial as SoundCloud has been, do you think that it muddies the waters of what real talent looks like?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, even though you have someone like Post Malone who comes up on SoundCloud, or Billie Eilish, and these people come up, now because it's so accessible and anybody can post them, you have to wade through too much shit, or what do you think is?
I feel like
Bro,
SoundCloud isn't what SoundCloud used to be.
I feel like people like bullshit for some reason. Like, they will listen to motherfuckers that they can't understand and be like, "This is fucking fire."
No, I can't-
But then
Oh,
like
mumble
you got
rap,
like,
yeah.
but then you got like real lyricists like Fora and shit, even like Hobson. You know what I mean? Like Hobson never got as big as he should have been. And he
Should've.
got big.
Yeah.
He got big,
Off
but like
YouTube.
he got big, but like
Well, Andy looked weird, right? Like, everyone's like, oh, he had his own little
yeah, but
style.
he was just undeniably talented.
He was.
But like he never popped. He never got to that next mainstream level.
I mean, even when you talk about that next level, you still talk about Saigon or
Yeah,
Papoose
yeah,
or
yeah.
whoever. It's all those New York guys that didn't grow
Right.
or didn't do
It's
whatever.
because they didn't do the bullshit.
Yeah.
They didn't do the mainstream music.
Hobson is Gucci man.
I mean, we can even talk about. We can.
I'll
even,
get into that later about it. I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link.
we can even talk about like rappers that did the bullshit and still didn't get the respect, like Royce the 5'9".
Yeah.
God,
I mean,
loved him. He
Joe
spit
Budden
some
is. We've
shit.
talked about Joe Budden before.
Joe Budden went mainstream and then completely
Then-
flopped, but he has some great like
He
underground
didn't,
songs.
he didn't give a fuck about going big. He was just fucking in the moment.
If Joe Budden's album wouldn't have came out the same week 50 Cent's album came out, I think Joe Budden would have had a better career.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
Pump It Up came out the same exact time that
Get Rich,
Get Rich or Die
Trying.
Trying came out, like
And that's
the
such
same
a great
Tuesday.
album.
Dude,
Man.
for me, it's number one. I know a lot
That
of people.
movie and Hustle and Flow like put me in the
Whoop
studio.
that trick.
Dude, that movie
Whoop
and
that
Hustle and
trick,
Flow
whoop,
put me
whoop
in the
that
studio.
trick.
Like every time I watch it, I'm like, ooh, I
Dude,
gotta go record.
there's
this
No, but I
shit.
not a
could-
chance.
But his
that
engineer, I couldn't get over because it was his engineer was a guy from
DJ Qualls, yeah,
Oh,
from
yeah.
Road Trip.
Yeah.
I pointer.
also the new guy.
Yeah, he was the new guy.
Oh, he's the
And
new
ever
guy.
since I watched the new guy, I'm like, I can't look
Yeah.
at him playing this
Yeah.
character.
And
But
DJ,
he did
DJ
it- he
Qualls
did
in
it
real
so
life's
good.
great. He's
He did it
great.
so good,
Like
though.
his interviews when he's not in the weird character, he's just
Yeah.
a great guy. And,
Yeah.
and he's super cool. And I think his character killed it. And
Oh, for sure.
Terrence, it just changed Terrence Howard for me forever. Like I always thought he was great, but when seeing him as DJ changed. Like any movie he's in now, I'm watching. It
You
doesn't
know, he
matter.
didn't even know how to rap. Like he had to learn how to rap to become DJ.
And I was scared shitless of who he was when I first seen him in Big Mama's house
Oh yeah.
because he was the killer husband
Yeah,
that got So like after that and like see him in Hustle and Flow, like dude, this is dope. Like this guy's legit.
Yeah.
But that movie like really hit like, damn, like this is what it's like being in the trap, like trying to rap.
Sure.
Like,
Dude, fucking Ludacris is skinny black. Come on,
Yeah,
skinny,
black.
man.
Come on,
Skinny man, listen
hey,
to
tell
my
me
tape,
this shit
man.
fell out your pocket, man.
Oh, and then he had to fuck up Skinny.
yeah.
And then when he's in the joint, the fucking Rick Ross gives him his mixtape.
Yeah, yep.
Sorry, Rick. I didn't mean to
yeah.
call you out for being a CO. Dude, if he comes at me, though, you guys need to protect me. I'm not trying to have Rick be mad at me.
I don't know,
I
dude.
forgot
He's a
about that.
boss.
I forgot about that.
There's a beef
Yeah.
right now. What's the beef happening right now with Rick Ross?
Oh, that's with
DJ
DJ
Envy.
Envy over the
Yeah.
car show. Yeah.
As long as they don't get Pimp and Curly involved, we're
Right,
fine.
right. Yeah, with all that being said, man, I feel like I kind of reached my dream and I'm cool with it.
I'd say so.
If I could make thousands upon thousands of dollars without being famous, then I really made it. But I'm super content with everything I've done in my career.
I like your bio. What's your bio say on our website? What was it? You slang? You
Sling steel by day and
rap by night?
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Chase paper at night or some shit?
something like that. I don't
He's like, I
remember.
sling steel by day and rap by night or
Yeah.
some shit.
It's pushing out them ponies, dude.
Yep.
Steel ponies.
Got to.
I love it. It was
Now, with
good.
that being said, Harvey, what's your story?
I ain't got a story, man.
Okay.
What did you dream of, man?
No, I don't know.
I think you still dream. I think honestly, I
I
hope
do
that
so
you dream.
much, dude. I
Hope
do
that
so
you
much.
dream of being on radio because I think this is one of those things that you're great at.
I did my radio time.
I think you dream of being a content creator, a successful one.
Yeah, in any
I love
any
doing
form.
that too. But okay, so my dream was radio, and it's XM radio, and I still want to push myself to XM radio, but XM radio is not going to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like in today's age, it just won't. It just can't cover it.
Right.
But if I could do it still, and I got offered, I would do a rock show or a throwback station on XM radio, and I would fucking rock the shit out of it from my basement, and I love it.
It'd be great. Yeah, I would listen
Because
to
I
it.
drop a fucking F-bomb every time I talk. And if I can get on rap or if I'm getting on a rock station, I'm going to have fun with it. And I'm going to be myself.
You can only
Just-
do that on XM too.
You can. And that's the thing. Or internet, anything internet radio related, you can do that. So that's still a goal. And I still have mentors like Sophia John from 89.7. I love her as a mentor. Then I got Spicoli's great because he's over at another station now too at Q95. And he gives me tips and pointers and lets me know all this stuff. And I just grew up with a lot of people in the music industry, and I made some friends along the way, and I had some friends that started here 2 years ago and left now to California, and he knows who he is because he's probably watching it on TikTok. Hey, do me a favor. Go hit that button that's over there. One of you guys.
I'll be back.
Somebody do it. Because I don't know if they can still see it, but it doesn't look like it's even working, and that's kind of shitty. But I didn't really have just hit the yep, there you go, because it kind of dropped everything off, which kind of sucks. But so radio was my dream job. Am I doing my dream job? No, but podcasting and doing this fun stuff and talking with friends is a dream to me because that's something that I love doing. I created a fun studio. It was a warm, welcoming studio that I
Yeah.
think I could do a lot of. I can get a lot of stuff done and take a lot of people's musical talents up.
I don't think
higher.
there's been a negative vibe in this room
No, I don't think
the
so.
whole time that it's been up.
It's been chill. I love it.
Well, you do a lot of fun stuff too, man. You're into collectibles. You know, you have all these things that you like. That's like, you know, that could create a lot of great content or great conversation. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think creating content or creating a lane for yourself is probably the hardest thing to do. And everyone wants to be like Joe Rogan, where you can talk about anything with any person and have it be a great show. And I mean, that's super fucking hard.
That's
it's
the thing.
super hard not to be a very theme oriented conversation where you're getting the same people to come back every week to go.
Well, it's like
You know.
everyone looks and they're like, why is your podcast not like, when you video it, why is it not all? I'm like, well, because Joe Rogan has a professional film crew
Yeah, with
that's
H-
like he's
yeah.
on the fucking news station that's
Right.
recording this shit. He has a sound guy in the back running a big fucking board.
Yeah.
Like his shit sounds professional. It's run professional because he has a fucking Sony 1000V camera that's high def with a big giant fucking
No,
lens.
we should
that's-
do. We should hire.
You got a red camera. I think they use red cameras. I'm just saying.
I looked up his list and he has a fucking Canon something else.
VX.
Yeah, big son of a bitch. Like I'm
We should
pissed.
all just chip in and just hire. So I got some videographers that I know from like making music videos,
Yeah.
and like they pair up. Like they'll both hold cameras and all that. I think that we should just do at least one episode like where they professionally film us, and we
Yeah.
do this.
Well, I don't even
with
have to
cameras
have
in our
them like
face.
I don't even have to have them like holding the camera. As long as I can get like shots of people talking that like I can go back and forth. And I have the equipment for them to run a camera, run the sound, like it's everything in one. And all I have to do is hit a button and it just goes from camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4.
Well,
But I
you
have
just
to buy
gotta-
the camera. So I've been saving to buy the cameras that I want.
Just create a podcast.
And it's
Because-
it's camcorder cameras and they're really nice
Yeah.
and they're Canons and I want to get them, but they're super expensive, so I'll wait.
Because one thing I think about you all the time too is like you're such an awesome producer that like and there's so many people that want to have a podcast today, like it seems like it'd be a great way for you to use your talents to engineer and produce for other people.
I got asked to do that.
Like if somebody wanted to have a podcast and they don't have the equipment, they don't have the studio, they don't have the stuff, they can sit down in here, they can put a tarp up like they're the opening act or whatever you want to do, and you can sell your time to them.
so it's like having a studio, but
Yeah,
for
but for podcasts.
Yeah, and I have a giant green screen that's actually going to be put up over here.
It's actually not a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's back there. But
It just
it's
seems like a
just
great
green
way to
screen.
monetize your
You
abilities.
pull it
because-
down, and then I can have someone create their logo, and then I can use it on the green screen as their
With the- yeah.
background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It just seems like a great way to monetize your talent. Like you ghostwriting, that'd be great. You don't
Yeah.
have to be the guy who's constantly on camera.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I hate going to Walmart, but I would like miss going to Walmart. You know what I mean? If I was
Dude.
famous, like,
I don't want to be. I don't want to be famous.
dude,
I
it
don't
sounds
either.
fucking awful, man. Like,
Dude, I'm such a fuck too. Like having somebody judge every bad day of mine
yeah,
would be like I'd just be constantly judged by everybody. Like this
Yeah.
guy's such a
I'm
fucker.
like fuck this guy. I don't even like him.
I try to be super nice and super calm and super whatever, but the second that somebody fucking gets out of line, man, like I can't help be like, hey, fuck you. You know?
My thing is like, I'm not famous, but I do have a following, and I've created it all organically, and it's been crazy. And all my videos go viral, and it's just crazy how stupid ass videos go viral, but it's fun.
People like bullshit. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
you were saying it.
crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I get a 500,000 views off my dog watching WWE and his ears lifting up. Like,
That's what,
What?
I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I post a legit video and I get 29,000 views.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like I posted on TikTok like real rap.
That's
like,
what I'm
real
saying.
good rap, and
I don't
I'm
get
getting
it.
like 600 likes. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, Shelly's biggest Instagram reel was our snake eating a rat, and it was 500,000 views.
Yeah, she told me that. She's
It's
super
crazy.
excited. and
I
was
literally
like, I was super
created.
pumped for her to
I
have that.
literally created a video. You know that song, Pushing P.
Yep.
I'm Pushing P. My coworker dropped a pea because he eats peas every day for lunch. Like it's like a appetite curve for him. Like he'll just like eat a bowl of peas.
A lot of protein in peas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he like dropped one on the floor, and I picked it up, and like I recorded me pushing it to that song, Pushing P,
Mhm.
and that's my most viral video on TikTok over my fucking rap. And, like I'm like,
What did it get? What did it get? Do you remember?
I can tell you right
It's
now.
20,000.
It's no,
views.
no. I don't even think that. I think like I don't know.
So
man.
even like in my
2,000
Instagram,
views.
I don't have a ton of followers, or I don't follow a ton of people, which is probably the main problem that I have with having any traction. But like, there are people who are machinists, and a lot of the people I follow on Instagram are machinists.
852.
That's sweet.
That's
dude.
terrible.
Just pushing up.
Yeah, but fuck, you're pushing a P.
And then my like actual rap music ones have
That's the thing.
312.
Yeah. See, that's
Like,
I
there'll be.
I want to hold on, hold that because
Yeah.
I want you to take those videos. You don't still have those videos, right?
Yeah, I do.
Send those videos to me, and let me just put them on the Shedcast page and tagging you in it and see what it does.
The music ones?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, bet we can do
Shit,
that.
yeah,
shit.
dude, let's go. I'm stoked on it.
Because if we can tag you in it, and then they can figure out where that video's come from and see if it generates back to that video, and they watch that video.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like one of the things that I've like been slightly frustrated about, and I don't know if I'm just like being a jealous bitch or if I'm just being frustrated, but there is a guy that I'm friends with on Instagram. I've known him for a few years. We went back and forth. He's a machinist. He cooks. He like does a lot of videos of food he's cooked or like pictures of food. He's like, oh, this is what I had for dinner. Like, you know,
So
like
he's
this
an
is
Instagram
Food
hoe.
porn.
but it's not even like that. It's like he has things he's making at work. He has this. It's like his whole life. He's building a homestead thing. Like he bought a plot of land. They live in a trailer, but he's not particularly well spoken. None of the stuff that he does, like he's kind of similar to me. And as far as the work stuff goes, like we're not making shit for NASA. We're making kind of logistical media things that keep the world going around and that are important, but they don't look that badass. But I looked the other day. He has like fucking 40,000 followers. And I'm
Yeah.
like, how in the fuck is this dude got 40,000 followers? None of his content is blowing me out of the water.
Right.
Doesn't have to.
Dude,
People
it's-
like bullshit.
People like bullshit. This
Rylan watches lunch getting packed in a
Dude,
freaking
is
lunch pail.
I'm talking about a poorly cooked
No,
steak
I
on a
swear
foam
to
plate.
God.
A poorly cooked steak
Like,
on
what
a
the
foam plate.
What the
Come
fuck?
on, bro.
I bring material. I'm like, come on, this has to be better than this shit. I'm at 20,000 followers on fucking TikTok, and I'm like, yo, I bring you something. Then I walk into my daughter's room and she's watching literally lunch being made by some random lady,
And then tacking it.
putting it into a lunch pail.
Tetris style.
Listen,
just stacking
I don't
everything.
want to upset anybody here, but I went through a weird phase of watching Japanese bento boxes being made for public school lunches in Japan, and it was a very satisfying
That's fucking
video.
sweet. It's like how it's made.
It
I
was
love
weird,
that
man.
shit.
It was weird. So I mean, when you're talking about packing lunches, I'm like having a personal moment here. I'm like, dude, those Japanese lunches.
I
look
watch
dope,
people
though.
in third world countries build pools at like 3 a.m.
Oh, I love them, dude. I love the pool guys. I
Yeah,
love the pool guys, man.
Yeah.
Building the pool,
That shit's
underground
cool,
pool
man. That
mansion.
shit's cool.
Well, TikTok is taking over. It's Instagram's kind of still up there. It's still relevant.
It's just for
They've done
grandpas.
They've done a lot though. Lives are sweet on there. You can have
Yeah.
multi guests on there. When I first found out I could go live on TikTok and like, because you don't have to have a certain following to go live on, or not TikTok, on Instagram. You don't have to have a certain following, I don't think, to go live on.
No, I can
No,
see
you can just go live right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's cool is I went with the lead, one of the, I think is the guitarist from Bad Wolves.
Dude, that Bad Wolves, man.
I posted that video and I posted a song with it and I'm like, this is badass.
That's those
like,
dudes that remade the zombie song, right?
Yes.
Dude, that song, my daughter loves that song.
and they're fucking good.
Like the Cranberries. That was the Cranberries, right?
Yeah.
They made the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great
So
song.
I posted a video with him and he's like, because he was taking requests from fans and like, I'm like a fucking schoolgirl when it comes to like, you know, famous people. I'm always in someone's like live video. Hey, come on the Shedcast. Hey, come on my podcast. Like, and that's how I've gotten a lot of people to like vibe to the videos, or, you know, we have some local artists that want to get on the podcast. And speaking of, Annalise's song was played on 89.7 The River today.
Oh, very nice.
So I did a TikTok on it and I said, it's always nice to hear local artists, you know, being played on the radio.
Yeah.
And it was her cover. It was one of her covers and it was great. And I was like, this is awesome.
Awesome.
I love to hear it. So, but with that being said, it was a fun random night to talk about bullshit, and I love it.
That it was.
but
We had no agenda coming into this.
no,
So we just
it's-
spitballed everything.
It's a whole different show when we have something that we wanted here and we didn't get it. So that's just how it works. But with that being said, guys, go out there, watch some NCAA baseball, watch the road to Omaha, because it is a time for these young college kids' lives that's going to change forever.
And come through here, dude. Eat a glizzy. Watch 9 innings, man.
You got
Yeah.
a big Lizzie here.
We got hella glizzies.
I fucking tell you, man. If it ain't mine, it's somebody else's.
Dude, one time I quit my job. What's going on, man? One time I quit my job. So one of the times I quit the shop that I talked about working for all those years, one time I quit it on the first day, opening ceremony of College World Series. So I quit my job at 7 in the morning, and I spent the rest of the day watching opening ceremonies and chilling.
Dude,
Yeah.
I quit my job 2 days before the College World Series started and blew $7,000 during the College World Series.
That's what it
On
feels
just
like.
fucking boozing.
Dude,
and
just
partying.
fucking
feels
beer
like.
gardens the whole time. I went to every game that I could. I fucking and I lived up the street from there. I was like right there in Midtown Crossing. So I just like took the shuttle straight up to my house, showered, changed, ate some lunch, came right back and just
What's that big beer garden they got there in the middle? That company that does all the fancy
Old Mattress Factory
Mattress Factory does it.
Yeah, those
or
dudes.
Slow Down.
Either one.
Yeah, they open that whole area and it's just a big concert party.
Yeah.
Well, that I've gone on. Well, last time me and Sarah went there, we went and partied because I don't drink or anything anymore.
Right.
But when we went to party, I was getting lit with her. We got on stage because Tay was doing the mixing up
Tay
there.
Whisper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Devin. So they were all
Yeah.
up there mixing. I'm like, these are my homies. Let's go, you know. But yeah, it was a fun time.
Shout out Mr. West.
Yeah, Mr. West.
Shout out
Shit.
DJ Devin Dupree.
And his shop is popping off, the collectible
Collective
collectible
Corner.
corners. So he's moved over to on Maple.
That's
But
who we
yeah.
should have. We should have
Yeah.
him on here.
he said we can go up there. We can have our podcast there if he said he don't care.
Wow.
You know?
We don't
But
have to
it's a
move.
lot. Yeah, it's a lot to carry.
Yeah, he's gonna have to come here.
He said he'd come up here. He's trying to do a podcast himself. He has all the setup. He has the right shit. So hopefully his
If
pops
he
off.
doesn't, he can always just have you produce it and just handle it right here. Just
No,
make
I told him I said I'll never. do
All
that.
we
I-
want is just a pack of Pokemon cards, man.
Yeah. So
just
he,
the unopened.
You Liberty
do
loves
box
going
break.
there. You gotta take her there sometime. He does.
Yeah.
He has collectible shoes there too. But it's cool because he hosts Pokemon events, live events right there and there, and he live streams them too. So
Yeah,
it's
that
really
sounds
cool.
cool, man.
Dude, him and Mr. West, they like rented out a little shop or like a little restaurant in Midtown Crossing,
Mhm.
and like it was like a little Chinese food or like ramen place
Mhm.
during the day, but like at night they converted it to what was called the Ugly Duck, is what they called it, and
Yep.
it was just a club.
Yeah, it's because Ugly Duckling, right? That's the ramen spot. Was
Maybe.
called Ugly Duckling.
Maybe.
Or Ugly Duck, maybe. Ramen.
Yeah. I think it was Ugly Duck, yeah, but then
Yeah, those
they
dudes
turned
had
it into
a-
like a club at night, dude, and I had some of the best nights of my life at that club, and it only lasted like one summer.
Yeah.
Those dudes had the craziest pop up for a couple years, where you'd roll up and you'd go get their ramen, and it would just be popped up at someone's bar
Oh,
or
yeah.
someone whatever.
Yeah.
Man, this is like before that shit was super popular. Like
Right.
these guys were doing like it was happening in L.A. or New York or Miami or Chicago, and people were doing these pop up dinners because these young chefs couldn't afford a brick and mortar, and
Right.
fuck, even a food truck's expensive. So I would show up at their shit and just kind of like. I mean, that's the only reason I had Twitter was to figure out where these chefs were making food at, dude.
Where you pop it up?
I got
at?
rid of that shit because like I didn't use it for anything except for how to spend my money on $14 bowls of soup.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah,
But
that's
it was
crazy.
dope.
Well, speaking of food, I haven't ate since this morning.
Yeah, I'm
and
fucking
starving.
hungry, yeah.
Get it
Actually, I
outta
lied. I had Jersey Mike's. What the fuck am I
Fat
talking about?
ass.
Listen,
You're so fat you forgot you
He
ate.
forgot he ate a fucking giant sub sandwich. Sandwiches are good though.
I got a regular size, but it was fire.
Never get the
But
regular
they
size.
but they pack it so well.
4 inches is regular, right?
4 inches is standard.
I got told 3.
Oh no,
Well, when I measured, it was 3.
confidence.
You got to start from the bottom.
It's the bottom.
very bottom.
The top is weird.
Oh, is that where? the
Yeah, you
fuck's
gotta
up
measure
at?
from the
Yeah,
bottom.
from the
Maybe-
bottom.
so maybe
It
I
gives
got
you an
maybe I got
extra
4. Maybe I got 4. 4 some change, maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah, dude. We went to Hooters for dinner. It was trash. The service was terrible.
How was Remy?
He behaved pretty well actually for them
Kinda-
being terrible.
Do you see a lot of titties?
He loves looking at girls.
He loves tits. That kid is a tit guy. He will grab tits all day.
I don't think he accosted any women, but he definitely garnered some attention.
That's awesome. He's a cute little shit.
He loved it. He
love it.
did last about an hour and 14 minutes of behaving well.
Lasted way longer than I would. And
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's 3 minutes. So, all right, appreciate you guys.
All right, be good, man.
Josh, Tello, later.
See you.
later.
Lion.
It's not over yet. I said it's not over yet. Catch up on all the latest episodes just by saying, "Hey Alexa, play the Shedcast," or find us on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at the Shedcast LLC. From all of us at the Shedcast, thank you for listening.